at the meeting when they decided what to do with the gold. Once Doc Noss found the gold in the treasure room in White Sands, New Mexico, they kicked him off the base. And then before he could get his permits renewed and everything, they emptied out the treasure rooms. And there were priceless artifacts in there and everything that just, to me, it was a crime against humanity to melt them down.
Okay, yeah, that's way off Edward Kennedy.
But actually, see, Ted knew about a lot of this stuff, and so in many ways, you know, that's what he knew that John wanted to basically set a lot of that stuff right, and they had already done the White Sands, New Mexico thing before they did Ted in, and Ted, if he got president, was going to basically expose that and try to save the rest of the artifacts. And they basically said, there is no way in hell that's going to happen. And I said, how are you going to stop it? I said, yeah, you know, I told him, I said, you guys told me that, just not too long before that, that you could not shoot another Kennedy because people would really cue in on, you know, wait a minute.
A pattern.
Yeah, you know, they shot 3 of them, you know, and I said, you can't shoot another Kennedy. What are you going to do? And they said, speed and PCP will absorb through the skin. And I said, we've got his psychological profile, his physical profile, and there's going to be a party at Chappaquiddick on the island there. And they said, we got Mary Jo Kopechne, I think her name was, and we paid her $5,000 up front, promised her $70,000 waiting at a bank at like the Cayman Islands or something like that. It was one of those islands where there's no extradition and you could bank there and they wouldn't be reporting it to the American government. And then we promised her $75,000 a year every year after that. And she's going to go to Kennedy and tell Kennedy that she left her pregnancy medication at her home and they've got to go to her home. There's no time to tell anybody or anything. And they let them drive over there normal, but then they got into his car and dusted the steering wheel with the strength of PCP that they knew he would then touch it enough times that absorbed through the skin, and at Chappaquiddick is where he would OD. So they knew when he OD'd and saw all these boats in the water that he would basically hallucinate like he was in a boat. And off he goes into the water. And I said, well, what about your agent, Mary Jo? She's expendable. I said, so in other words, you don't really plan on paying her or having her go to an island. They said, not unless she makes it out alive. Then we'll take care of her for a while. And then she'll drown, have a scuba diving accident, or one way or another, the liability will be gone. And that's just, and they were just, I mean, matter of fact, totally ice cold about the whole thing. And I told him, I says, man, I said, you know, guys, this is wrong. And I told him, I said, you know, with what you guys did to John, and then you're doing this kind of crap. And I said, I'll wait and watch. And I said, we'll have another meeting later on. Well, when they really did it, and I saw they did it, and they didn't listen to me or anything else, as far as like saving some of those artifacts, etc. I said, guys, you know, basically I said, what you guys want, you want my brain, you know, and I said, you don't really respect me for me or as a leader. You want what I'm able to do.
Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. And I know you've never heard that story before. And I'm always grateful and very humble to have Noel on my show and to be co-authoring his next book with Noel, The Pedagogy of Noel. If you haven't watched that video or the series that I did on the Kennedy brothers, John, Robert, and Edward, all we know is Teddy, go check those out. You've just watched an excerpt from the Edward Kennedy story, part 3 of the 3-part series. Go check out everything that I've done with Noel so far, MK Ultra, Jackie O, Marilyn Monroe, among other topics, especially Majestic 12. We're going to get into his whole man in black. Yes, he was a man in black. And I'm sure that you're hearing this story for the first time ever. As far as I know, it's not publicly disclosed anywhere. So, again, welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. I'm very humbled to be able to present that to the world. I want to thank Noel Benoist for his integrity, courage, honor, good faith, and clean hands to come out clean at the end. Before he's on his deathbed, we can actually try to accumulate these memories of his historical past. If you're not familiar with who Noel is, he's the co-author with the late FBI whistleblower Ted Gunderson. They co-authored the 200-year plan together. Noel was the NSA whistleblower. So as you can tell, he kind of caught a conscience about all the stuff that he was doing. This is just one of many of his complex historical stories that you're not going to be taught in schools. You're not going to see it anywhere else. So again, very humbled. Thank my divine every day for the place that I am put. Thanks for watching. If you're still in the holidays, go catch one of my specials. If not, just go to the fearlessfloydshow.com website and go check out what I got happening. All the new shows will be updated on there. Let me just throw that banner out there for you. Oh, I was doing an update. That's why. There you go. There's a shows coming up down here scrolling on the bottom. If you want to email me, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. I'm looking for new guests. If you have somebody that you want to have me on the show, send them my way. If you want to come on the show and you want to bring some guests with you, I don't have a problem with that at all either. Wesley Keith Mullins just contacted me earlier today. It's like, hey, man, I want to be a part of your platform. Is that cool? I'm like, absolutely, it is cool, because I know he's one of the good guys working real hard out there who does have an effective suit of armor. Okay. And for everybody to what they term, okay, what the layman's term, so you'll understand, is operating in private or operating in trust. Okay. And it's basically acting within the system anonymously, where you're protected. Okay. It's just like being a corporation. Same principle, except his process involves trademarking your name, trade naming, filing liens against yourself, setting up trusts, LLCs, it's his deal. So I'm going to let him explain it. He'll be on the show coming up next week. Got Sheriff Richard Mack coming up too. If not, if you're watching this post Richard Mack show, I can't wait to do a show with him. I just caught his video that he did with X22, and yes, we are going to have a wonderful conversation together. I would imagine it would be very lengthy. We only did 45 minutes with X22. We're going to have a discussion. We're going to try to find some solutions. So that's where we're at. I'm going to try to hook up a little meeting, see what kind of strings I can pull for humanity, for the United States, so we can make this place great again, right? So as you see, I'm going to be filling these up, and as I ever do videos, there will be names and dates and faces and everything go with it. So thank you for watching. If you're watching this before New Year's 2025, Happy New Year. Be safe. Come home safe. If you're out there, please don't drink and drive or don't operate a motor vehicle while intoxicated. That includes scooters, drones. Hey, if you're going to go get blown out of your mind, just chill, man. Just have a good time and try not to operate anything but yourself. If you can make it through the night to the next day doing that, that will be an achievement. That'll be something you can wake up to instead of like a crashed drone, a crashed car, crashing in a bunk in a cell at 61 Reasoner Street, downtown Houston. That always sucked. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all on the next one.